Alright guys, what's up? This is the first video. Um, the first video of this new series on my channel about, how to positively change your life. This could be a really hard undertaking when you're first getting into it. I know when I first started down this journey of self-improvement and growth, it wasn't the easiest thing to do because it takes a lot of commitment, it takes a lot of failure, and bouncing back, from those hard times when, you're trying to make that improvement, but, certain times you just slip up and, you could go into this little slump of, when you're really doubting yourself and you're not sure if you could progress. So I'm making this series to, enlighten you on what steps I've taken that have allowed me to grow and reach this really stable point in my life where I feel, fulfilled spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. I've just created this life where I'm, well-rounded, and I feel good about everything that's happening. So this is going to be the first video, like I said, of this series. And with that, we'll go into step one of taking control of your life. Alright guys, so step one is going to be taking responsibility. So for me, when I first went down this path, I was kind of coasting in life. I was not really living up to my potential. I was just kind of settling like most people do in life. You fall into a trap where, you feel like you're doing just enough to get by, and that's comfortable. It's easy to go down that path, and you don't have to worry about, getting better or, what you really want. But ultimately, the price you pay for comfort is, it's just pain and suffering, really. It's sadness, it's depression, because, you're doing these things in the moment where it appeals to you and, it makes you happy in the short term. It gives you that little dopamine rush to your brain, but really it's not serving you. It's not putting you on your purpose. It's not driving you forward and helping you grow into the person that you could be. So first step, taking responsibility. And it really starts with just that, flipping that switch in your head. Like once you start to realize, that you want better for yourself. And that's where it all stems from. Like within anything, you have to acknowledge it first to even like begin to work on something, or even, begin to make a plan or make steps. You really have to acknowledge it. And, when you're going on this journey, it's easy to, once you realize, how far behind you are or how you like to be, it's easy to compare yourself to other people. But really, you have to just keep in mind that this is your own journey. All of us have our different paths, and we all come to this point at different periods in our lives when we want to excel and we want to grow. So you can only focus on, what you could do, what, the actions you take. You can only focus on the actions you could take today to make yourself better tomorrow, okay? So for me, when I first started out, I was always, seeing all these other successful people at my age or even younger, and I was like, wow, they've, done so much with their lives, and they've accomplished so much. And look at me, I'm 21, 22, and I'm just so far behind, or at least I thought. But you got to throw that out the window, man. You can only focus on yourself and improve. You can't worry about anybody else, or that's just setting yourself up for failure, and you're really just going to get sad and probably not even want to progress because you're just so down in the dumps. So if you focus on, what everybody else is doing, you're not going to be able to focus on yourself and figure out what you really need to grow. So, to start getting the ball rolling and really taking responsibility. Um, just start to do like little things each day. Um, the whole point of this, self-improvement, it's all what you do today. You want it to be positively impacting you so that the tomorrow you is a stronger and more competent version of yourself. Um, so whether that's, just cleaning for 5 minutes a day, or, learning something 5 minutes a day, reading for 10 minutes a day, running, going for a jog for, half a mile, or just going for a walk. Like, it's all these little things that you do each day, with the conscious decision that I want to move forward, um, that are going to get you to where you want to be. So, just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and do the little things that you can to really, begin your journey. Because once you get the ball rolling, it's easier to keep that momentum and going forward. It's called the compound effect. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But essentially, it's these tasks you do in the present moment that you don't see the direct consequences or results of. But then over time, it's a little chart. And then over time, down the line, all these positive things you've done, or negative, it could be positive or negative. So it could be, you've done these positive things and it leads into, you're really progressing and transcending your past self. And you could see these positive changes, they'll begin to stack up, and you'll be like, it'll be going crazy. Like for me, I was doing a ton of job applications, and I wasn't getting any results at first. But then, after I sent out like 100, I was getting like one each day, and I was having all these different interviews. So it's little things like that, like cleaning or working out, whatever it is, you're gonna see the effect, positive or negative. So, and the negative on the converse, if you, just play video games, if you just drink all day, like if you're not doing any steps to improve yourself, eventually you're going to see that compound effect in the opposite direction. You're going to be a lot further behind, where you want to be if you don't take any steps, to improve your situation. So it's building on one day after the other. What can you do today, to be better tomorrow? So that's step one. Let's move into step two. All right, guys. So step two is to set goals. Now, this is really important because, once you get the ball rolling, like we talked about in step one, you're going to really start to get that compound effect, and you're going to get that positive momentum where you're going to start doing things that are going to grow you each day, and you're going to feel that those positive benefits. But if you don't have a plan and you don't have goals to reach with it, eventually you're going to stall out, and you're going to feel like you've reached a plateau where you just can't improve anymore because you're not working towards something specific. So in stage one, you're kind of just retraining your brain to want to improve and want to do things that will lead you to where you want to be. Step two is about defining how you want to shape the things that you do, to have a larger impact than just, improvement itself. So, whether it be like, it could be monetary, it could be, I want to make $1 million. Well, you could make a plan for that, and you could make your positive changes around that. Or it could be something like, you want to build your own business. So, and then you're going to start thinking about in your head, like, what can I do each day? What can I do today so that tomorrow me is closer to being a business owner, an entrepreneur? So you kind of want to put all your positive energy, all your positive things that you're doing into this box, this little vessel, if you would. It's kind of like a boat, right? So you're putting your positive thoughts and ideas and actions into this vessel that you've charted the course already. So you're trying to steer it, into port. Like if you're starting in the U.S. and you're going to Spain, that's kind of like starting. You're starting at your starting point, which is who you are today, and then you're charting that goal, that boat, to becoming who you want to be in the future. So that's step 2, that's setting goals. Let's move on to step 3. All right, guys, so now this is step 3, and this is, really the stage I'm kind of in right now, where, I've kind of gone through step 1 and 2. Well, I'm still working on it. Like, this is a continual process. You're never going to completely figure it out. You always have to, have that edge of, you want to get better. But I'm kind of, the step that I'm really focusing on right now is step 3, finding mentors. So once you got the right mindset and you have the right goals, you know where you want to go. Now this is where you find people that have done the things that you want to do, so you can expedite your process and gain that knowledge quicker and get that progress quicker. So me personally, I've had a ton of great mentors through the jobs I've created, or collected rather, and also just in my personal life, seeking out people, because once you get in this mind state and you become positive and you really start to improve, it's almost like you attract people that want better for themselves as well. So like just recently, I met this guy named James. I was in a hotel in Michigan, and I was just chilling in the hotel lobby, doing some writing and watching this NBA Summer League game. And he just came up, out of nowhere, and we had this great 3-4 hour conversation. And, he gave me a lot of great advice just about life and, how to stay on focus and, reach the goals that I want to reach. So, that's one way, like, once you'll start to get these mentors naturally, but also you could seek them out. So let's say one of your goals is, you want to, let's say, start a YouTube channel. Well, you could listen to advice from, I don't know, your cousin or your best friend or whoever it is, but if they haven't done the thing that you want to do, their advice, while it may be good intentioned, it might not be well informed. So you're kind of trying to merge those two qualities of people that have the experience, and they also have that intention of wanting to help, to really inform yourself going forward. So they'll help you learn quicker and progress faster than you would by yourself, because they've been in the spot that you've been in, and they know how, looking back, how they would change the process that they took and the knowledge that they would use going forward. So it's really like reading a story. You kind of get in someone else's head and get a new perspective. Well, you're doing that with this mentor, but it's someone who's like-minded, so you guys can connect in that way and form a good bond. And if you form a good bond with your mentor, that could be a lifelong thing where you have that person to rely on and always ask advice. And like, I'm telling you, if like the best way to improve exponentially is to find this mentor with all the advice, because they're really gonna propel your life forward in the direction that you want to go and help you stay on track. And like I said before, you only want to listen to people that have accomplished the things that you want to accomplish. So like personally for me, eventually I want to own my own business one day, probably a writing or marketing, advertising business. So I'm taking steps to find mentors in writing, copywriting, sales, and I've collected a little group of mentors that have put me on game and connected me with other people that could be mentors. So it's really an empowering thing once you start to connect with these people. It's just like a chain reaction, where this whole thing, like self-improvement in general, is just a big old chain reaction of, like, your life's going to be so impacted by all the people you meet, all the things you do, and you're going to reach new heights that you never thought were possible. So that's what draws me towards it. I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm trying to teach you guys, hopefully, so that maybe you'll want to learn and grow and improve. or if you're already on that path, that this will give you kind of a, you know, a pathway to progress and grow even further. So that's step 3. We will go to the outro now. Alright guys, so that was the first video. I know I rambled very often throughout this whole video. I'm still forming, you know, how I'm gonna, you know, do my scripting, my filmmaking, my editing. I'm still putting it all together. You know, it's a work in progress, just like, you know, all of us. Everything that we do, we always have to keep on, you know, pressing on and finding new ways to improve. So, you know, this YouTube channel is one of the ways that I intend to do that with my, you know, storytelling and filmmaking. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, be posted. Monday will be a new video. Really excited. I really enjoyed these past 2 videos that I made for you guys. I would appreciate if you guys could give it a little thumbs up. Helps, you know, grow the channel and helps more people see this content. Like I said, I really want to build a community of people that, you know, want to foster growth and improvement and just realizing our potential. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see y'all Monday.